Hi. So this is going to be my first update with voiceover. Um, Look at me. I'm fancy. Basically, this time we got a little a brush. So you can like scroll in and out to change the size of the brush, and then it doesn't crash when you get the brush too small. And if I think if you manage to get the brush too big, it might still crash. But like I I actually straight up don't know if it's like physically possible to do so because you would have to essentially scroll up like I want to say like 9 quintillion times. So you can certainly try. I don't know if it's going to happen. Uh, but yeah, that's essentially it. There's a bunch of stuff that I did on the back end that for now is basically useless and invisible, but I think going into the future is probably going to make it like a lot more uh, expandable and uh, a lot of stuff to do with generics, right? So I'm making everything generic over everything else instead of having specific things use specific things. It's like, if I can tell you to update, then that's good enough. Anyway, uh, yeah. So that was the big thing is that just that you can change the size of the brush and that it like shows where the brush is going to be. Obviously, the pause still works, so I can still do like one of these if I wanted to. Ah, shit. Here. Uh, it's like this is such a stupid little. Um, but look, wow, it's doing a thing for sure. Actually, right there though is a great example of something that I need to fix eventually. Is I don't want things to be able to snap through the corner there. Another big thing is that um, I don't know if I'm gonna have a great way to. So I need to re-implement drawing air because at the moment you cannot do that. Also, yeah, that might be a problem. The fact that that selector goes off screen. That shouldn't be too hard to fix. But the other thing is water. Water currently is definitely like way too slow to flatten out. If you get like a whole bunch, the screen's gonna go blank for a second. It's fine. It should come back. Yeah, okay. So if I get myself like a big brush and I go water, 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 right? We've got this big fuck off tower of water. But do you see how like slowly it's flattening it out? I want to fix that. And that is likely going to be a like major change in the way that uh the underlying systems work here because currently each particle, each like little cell checks the cells or particles immediately surrounding it, and that's it. So if we're talking in terms of like a cellular automata, as the fancy folks like to call it, um, it's basically oh God, there's like an old guy's name that they use for it, but it's the eight cells immediately surrounding it. Whereas for something like fluids and gases, for sure as well. Um, See, because yeah, we have the essentially same problem but reversed. Uh, I think we're gonna have to expand the like neighborhood is what they call it. Uh, Either that or implement some kind of like a pressure system, which I probably want to do eventually, right? Because let me give you one of these, right? So if I have um, a little container here with one of these, right? And then I start pouring water in here, uh, you will notice after a good long while that uh, what I assume is going to happen right here, right, is that it's going to flatten out to basically right here, the water. Whereas if we're using like realistic water physics, they should level out on each side of this little wall here. So some kind of a fluid and gas pressure kind of system is definitely going to have to happen. Um, and then also a really good suggestion that I actually got was if I have like a pile of sand here, let me let that settle out. And then I pour a bunch of water on it, like that sand is staying still. And if it's got a bunch of flowing water going over it, there's definitely an argument to be made that some of that sand should probably be like dragged along with the water, and like maybe it'll get like mixed up into the sand or mixed up into the water and you know not just sit there completely unmoving. um, which no idea how I'm gonna do that yet, but that is definitely something I'm planning on eventually. Um, anyway, yeah. Uh, um, my the only thing that's actually changed since the last update is just the brush size and it actually like displaying. Um, but I figured this could be a good opportunity to explain some of my future plans, I guess. Um, and yeah, as is customary, let's get ourselves a little happy face. Whee! And then I can fill it with sand. Okay, goodbye.